Alright, what's going on guys? It's your boy Zilchi and welcome back to another solo leveling Arise video. In today's video, we'll be taking a look at some of the best weapons for Sung Jinwoo that you want to be working on to help you clear content in this game. We're going to be talking about the most important ones, the ones that are good for support for him, for his skills and stuff like that. So if you guys do enjoy this video, hit that like button, comment, share, and subscribe. We're going to hop right into this. So first off, let's take a look at the weapons that I have so I can show you guys that I have been using a lot of these weapons and have the knowledge to be able to share with you guys what weapons you should be working on. As you can see, we have most weapons at A10 right here. Just the free-to-play ones are at A10 right now. So I'm able to give you a comparison on which weapons are pretty good and which ones are, you know, less worthy to be worked on, right? So as you can see right here, we have them. I even have extra copies of weapons that I will be selling, like I have been doing. I would have had so many more, but I sold some of them for the red tickets. So you guys know I have been summoning for these weapons, and I think I do have enough knowledge to help you guys out here. So again, be sure to hit that like button, comment, share, subscribe. We're gonna hop right into it. So as you can see, we have the new fire fan, right, which is very good for the new workshop of Brilliant Light. I think it's gonna be very good for hard mode demos. However, me personally, I'm not the biggest fan. I don't know what it is, but my fire damage with these weapons, this and this, is not anything like everyone else's. So I'm gonna be honest. I'm going to be completely honest. So me personally, this is not something that I would work on myself. However, it is still very good to have, so you should work on it, right? This is one of the weapons that you should work on because it is a nice support for the fire weapons, for your fire skill damage, right, or just fire in general. So if you guys have not summoned for this fan, I think you should summon for the fan because it will help you clear hard mode workshop of Brilliant Light, or just workshop of Brilliant Light in general, the newest one, Deimos, right? So this is the first one that you want to be working on for this update specifically, right? This one is going to be a staple for all fire weapons, probably, for upcoming events, for just the foreseeable future. So this is one that you do definitely want to invest in, right? Next up, we have the free-to-play Gold Tail Fox. Very good light support weapon, guys. A very good light support weapon. I think you guys should definitely get this. This is free. I completely forgot how we got this. I think it was from an event, right? It was from the event. It wasn't from the guild boss. No, the guild boss one is down here, but I think you guys should definitely work on this one because it's a good support for the light weapons, and it makes this weapon next to it, which is another one that you should work on, right? This makes this weapon next to it so much stronger, right? This is such a good support for the light. Look at this. Increases critical hit rate and critical hit damage of light basic skill by 12.25%, stacks up to 1 times. This effect is removed when the user uses a light basic skill, stacks up to 9 times infinitely. And this is just a straight up buff to light weapons. It's like the plum sword. I'm gonna be honest. It's like the plum sword, but for light weapons. So it's very good. Light weapons and skills. Very good. So you should be working on this. It's free, so you might as well. If you haven't, I don't know if you can still get it because the events are done. I don't think you can get it anymore. But if you have worked on it, good job. This is one of the weapons that you will need for the light weapons, right? Next up, we have the Divine Quarterstaff. Just a pure heavy DPS weapon. And it's super, it hits like a truck, guys. Like it hits so hard. If this weapon didn't exist, the next one, which we're going to be taking a look at, which is the DKDs, if that didn't exist, this would be the best weapon in the game in terms of damage, right? Especially with the support that you're getting from the light weapon right here, right? So very good. It's just there to do immense amount of damage to enemies, and it could hit like a horde of enemies too, right? Which is very good. I wouldn't say necessarily it's something that you need, right? A lot of people have skipped this weapon because, again, if you have the DKDs, you didn't really need this. However, for Workshop of Brilliant Light, this weapon is probably one of the better ones, right? For me specifically, like I said earlier, the light weapons are what I'll be using to clear Workshop of Brilliant Light, not the fire ones, because my fire damage is just not as good as everyone else's, like I said. But my light damage is ridiculous, right? I've been seeing more with my light weapons than I have been with the fire weapons. But again, you guys should still work on these fire weapons, right? Again, your Sung Jinwoo could be just built different than mine and just hit a lot harder than mine when it comes to fire and stuff. But yeah, so you definitely should be working on that. But I think this weapon is very, very, very good. It wasn't one that people needed, like I said earlier, but I think now they're starting to see that it's probably one of the better ones to use to clear Workshop of Brilliant Light. So if you haven't summoned for this, it is still in the banner. I do think at least get it to, if you can, all right, get it to 5-star so you can have yourself an easy time clearing your Workshop of Brilliant Light. Next up, we have the DKD. Guys, we're only going to be talking about weapons that are good, that you should be working on for this specific update, right? The DKD is very, very good. However, like I have to say however, right? That's only, I'm going to say you can work on this weapon if you are a player that is kind of new and you haven't done Workshop of Brilliant Light before, right? Or you're just now unlocking Workshop of Brilliant Light so you can clear Vulcan and Baron, Baron. But for the newest ones, you don't really need this weapon because it's not going to be doing as much as your light weapon or your fire weapon, just because they have type advantage over Deimos, right? So this one is one that you really don't necessarily need to work on. Or if you are a newer player, you could also work on it, get it up to like 3-star or something. Like 3-star, this weapon is perfect, right? You don't need to go too crazy. So you should be able to be good with that. All right, next weapons that you want to work on, right? We can skip these 4 right here. This one is not bad, right? For a free-to-play. It's now the best. It's better than the Scatty. All right, it is better than the Scatty. So if you want to work on that, you can, but it's not necessarily needed for this update, right? It's not needed for the update. They gave it to you so that way you can have an easier time if you're a newer player clearing a lot of stuff in the normal mode that needed water weapons, right? Or even the Workshop of Brilliant Light for Vulcan that needed water, right? So there's that. Next most important weapons we're going to be talking about are these 1, 2, 3, and 4, and 5. Why not? We'll take a look at this one as well. Right, so again, nothing needed to be said about the Phoenix Soul, because again, the Phoenix Soul is a part of the fire weapon. This now one of the strongest weapons alongside this, right, allowing you to do so much damage. Well, again, I just think these 2 weapons right here are just so much better. It's just so much better. So very good. You should work on this. If you don't have the Phoenix, if you don't have the Divine Quarterstaff and you already had a nice Phoenix Soul, because the Phoenix Soul has been out longer, then I think you should just focus on your Phoenix Soul and your Fire Fan. Just build that up as much as you can, and then you'll see yourself do pretty good damage, and you might just be able to clear your Deimos with ease, right? Next up, we have the Moonshadow and the Plum Flower. So we're going to talk about both of these as one, right? Because they're both a very good support weapons, right? The Moonshadow being... Is the Moonshadow the best support weapon in the game? Do you guys agree with that? I think I would agree that the Moonshadow is, alongside the Plum Flower Sword, the best weapon, the best support weapons in the game. Right, they just allow you to do so much damage with your dark damage, and the Moonshadow giving support to your entire team. Right, I think they get like a 10% attack support. Right, is it 10%? 15%, which is insane once you use that the ult from this weapon. Right, because you're adding on a bunch of stacks or a buffs for your entire team when you use that. So very good. And it's very good for dark skills such as the Magnifying Slash, right? Which allows you to do so. You get that 15% on that Magnifying Slash. You also get the extra 15% taken and a 15% increase in dark damage, which is ridiculous, guys. This thing is insane. This is such a good support weapon, guys. And if you haven't worked on this, I think you should. This will allow you to do so much more damage. First of all, not only in your guild boss, but your POD, right? So you're going to be able to compete with a lot of other top whales in your server, if you have any crazy whales in your server. Simply because you have this weapon, and to be able to do that extra damage with the dark, right? Next, we have the Plum Flower Sword, which basically does the same thing, except it doesn't buff your team members, right? It just buffs you, right? So you get a crit rate increase and you get a crit hit damage increase as well, which allows you to do more damage, obviously, right? So a good combo, you'd use the Moonshadow, right? Then you dash, you get the amplifying draw effect with the plum flower sword, and then you use your skill, and you're gonna be doing so much damage. It is insane. These two weapons are, I think, are the most stapled weapons in the game. Like, if you don't have this, you definitely need them, right? You should definitely summon for these. I think these are the highest priority weapons in the game right now, right? Next, we're going to be taking a look at this one right here, the spear. Spear is very good if you don't have the divine quarterstaff, right? It's a good replacement. It's a good free-to-play weapon from the guild boss area. It's a very good free-to-play weapon from the guild boss area because it does very good damage, right? And again, it's just a way to substitute for the divine quarterstaff. I didn't work on it because I had the divine quarterstaff, so I didn't really need it, right? I just put my points or whatever, the guild coins, towards other things. But yeah, you guys should work on this if you don't have the divine quarterstaff. It is a nice free-to-play weapon. Like I said, get it as high as possible so that way you're able to clear Workshop of Brilliant Light. And there you have it, guys. Those are the weapons that you do want to be working on for the new Workshop of Brilliant Light, or just in general for this game, because content is getting harder. It is rising, right, with Workshop of Brilliant Light. As you guys know, leaks have shown that Workshop of Brilliant Light total power will be 1.5 or something like that. You're gonna need 1.5 million. So you guys definitely need to get this at a nice start so you get that high TP, right? But yeah, there you have it, guys. If you guys enjoyed the video, hit that like button, comment, share, and subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.